Are you tired of sinking in backstroke no matter how hard you kick? Your hips drop, your legs drag, and it feels like you're constantly fighting the water instead of flowing through it. That's because your body line in the water is broken and your balance is off. And when that happens, the water wins every time. I'm Eetu Karvonen, and in this video I'm going to walk you through 3 drills that will teach your body how to float in alignment, how to engage your hips the right way, and how to finally stop sinking in your backstroke. If you want even deeper descriptions on all the swimming skills and training, download my free ebook, Principles of Master Swimming. Link is in the description. So let's get started. The first drill is as simple as it gets, but don't let the simplicity fool you, as it is one of the most powerful exercises for learning the balance on your back in the water. I call it the Backstroke Aquatic Signature Reset, and it does one thing. It teaches your body what front-loaded balance in the water actually feels like, because most people intuitively try to lift their hips up, thinking it will help them to stay on top of the water. But that is the exact reason why their legs start to sink. Instead, you have to go against your intuition and actually press your upper back and the back of your head slightly under the water and simultaneously turn your hips under you in a posterior pelvic tilt. This shifts your balance forward and automatically lifts your legs in line with your body. And here's how to do it. Relax completely and lie on your back with your arms extended overhead. And feel how your back arches as gravity pushes down your legs downward, while your chest stays on top of the water. And this is what we call an aquatic signature, since everybody's floating angle will be a bit different due to the anthropometric individual differences. So whatever happens, let it happen and just relax with your lungs full of air. Now, to start the balancing process, bring your arms closer together and start pushing the upper back into the water. The head position should respond to the upper back movement, and usually the chin slightly tucks towards the chest. And here is the important thing. You don't have to force any kind of head position. Just let the head lie on a water pillow and let it shape the position naturally. And as you start feeling the legs rise towards the surface, gently tuck your pelvis under you and feel how the lower back flattens, creating an almost straight line throughout the back, which then allows the legs float almost directly behind that line. Similar to everything else, this will require some practice, and if it feels impossible at first, you can expedite the learning process by placing a kickboard or some other flotation device under your feet and find the right position with the help of that extra flotation point, and then remove the training wheels and aim to keep the balanced position. And some very light kicking is completely okay as well, as long as you don't completely rely on the thrust of your legs to keep them at the surface, because this is about trusting the water and letting it keep you afloat. And once you feel that balance point, where your body stays in line without any sculling or kicking, that's the foundation for everything that comes next. Now that you found that body line, we need to start moving with it. And this next exercise is called hands down backstroke kicking. But the focus isn't in the legs. The goal is to hold your posterior pelvic tilt and front-loaded balance into movement. Because while you can keep the legs horizontal by just kicking hard, this is quite inefficient, as then a high percentage of that kicking force is used to keep the legs up. And our goal, of course, is to use our balanced body position to keep the legs floating and free up all the kicking energy to go forward. So here's how to do it and what to focus on. Start from the balanced aquatic signature reset we just went over. Then start kicking and simultaneously sweep your arms down at your side. Now, this adds a bit of challenge to keep your balance in the front, as your center of mass moves downward as you move the arms to the sides of your body, but that's the point. Now you must press even more with the upper back into the water and turn your hips under and keep the pressure off the back on the incoming water flow even more pronounced. And then you just kick while holding this perfectly aligned position. You should feel that every up kick slightly breaks the surface and that every kick is delivering energy through that fully straight body line. If you feel like your back starts to arch or your hips drop, just take a pause and reset using your aquatic signature, and then go again. Eventually, through practice, you realize how little you have to kick to move forward, as all the kicking propulsion can now be directed to go forward and not to keep the legs horizontal. Now you are moving forward, and it's time to challenge the balance and lined up body position with some arm movement, with the most basic exercise there is, the one arm backstroke with the resting arm down. And here's the movement sequence. Start out with the hands down backstroke kicking and find your balance and body line. Then lift one arm out of the water and perform a backstroke pull. Now, at first, there is no need to use power or obsess over the mechanical details. This can and should come later. What you are working here is holding your position during dynamic movement. So just let the arm recover behind your shoulders and feel how your body automatically responds by rotating the whole body to the side of the arm that is moving. And if you have trouble feeling how this happens, automatically suggest a bit more rotation by lifting and rotating the shoulder of the opposite side. And instead of starting to pull immediately, feel this position. The balance is still on the upper back, but now located on the pulling arm side. The hips are tucked under and the arm is just resting in line with the body. Take a mental picture of this position. It is what we call the zero position, a place where the stroke cycle starts and ends. And before having any kind of chance to control your body position in full swimming, we need to master our alignment here. After a short pause, sweep the arm back down and feel how the movement of the arm rotates the whole body back to neutral. And this happens without you doing much, just as a response to the movement of the arm. But at first, it is okay to again emphasize the rotation with the opposite shoulder. Just rotate and push it back to the water. And then again, stop, regain your balance, and do another rep with the slight pauses both when the arm is overhead and when the arm is at your side. And it is recommended to work one arm at a time, so you can kind of adjust your balance on the same side for few repetitions in succession. Just do one pull length with the right arm and then one length with the left arm. As you start gaining dynamic control of your body position with this exercise, start cutting the pause time when the arm is overhead and at your hip, eventually doing the whole arm pull continuously. And once that is fully under your control, you can start adding technical layers of the actual pull mechanics into this exercise, still remembering that holding your balance and line is always the most important thing, because without the fundamentals being in place, it doesn't much matter how strong you can pull. Now that you got the drills, the next question is, how can you actually use them in training to make the improvements stick? And here's how I would structure it across a week, whether you're training it on your own or adding this to your warm-up. In any case, do it early in a session when your nervous system is fresh and focused. So try this sequence. Maybe 2 to 4 rounds of 30 to 60 seconds of aquatic signature reset, and then moving on to 4 times 25 meters of hands down backstroke kicking, and finally another 4 times 25 meters of one arm backstroke with the resting arm down, switching the arms every repetition. And after the focus drilling, go immediately into 4 times 50 of full swimming backstroke, focusing on holding that same high hip, low chest line. And don't worry whether you can hold your balance in the full swimming. Integrating these skills to full backstroke takes time, but if you add this 2 to 3 times per week into your training plan for a few weeks or months, you will start to rewire your backstroke body position in a short period of time. And the best of all, it will only take 10 to 15 minutes of your practice time. So if you've been frustrated with your backstroke because your hips sink, your legs drag, or you feel like you're working way too hard, these 3 drills can really change everything. You got the body awareness from the aquatic signature reset, the core connection from the hands down kick, and the real world rhythm from the one arm backstroke. Used together, they'll teach your body how to stay high, long, and in control on your back without needing to muscle through every lap. So apply them consistently, focus on feel and not just the effort, and give your body time to adapt. The results will speak for themselves. And if you want help taking it further, I offer one-to-one coaching built around your goals, your body, and your training reality. You can apply using the link in the description, and we'll start out with a free 30-minute call. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.